Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to another KPC live. First and foremost, I am so sorry about the delay. Just to be honest, the whole internet connection situation in my office is very weird right now. I've been trying to fix it for the last 15 minutes. My keyboard wasn't connecting to the Bluetooth and blah blah blah. So a lot of technical difficulties. It's been a while. I've been at the office because I was working mostly at home. But anyways, excuses aside, I am so sorry about that. But let's straight on begin with the show today. I am so glad that this worked out. I might have even canceled the whole thing if the internet didn't work, but a good old reboot and refresh worked. So hello everybody, Zofia, what's Aaron, Dajahao, Rachel, basically me, Manuela, Sunny, Harleen, Travis. Hello everybody, great to see you all in the chat. I hope you can hear me crystal clear and loud. Yes, so we are going to begin. So as usual, today it's going to be a jam-packed episode of a lot of Korean news. We have a lot of entertainment news. First off, Coachella, Blackpink members and Enhypen are just 씹어먹고 있다. That's like a Korean phrase of today. 씹어먹다. Just devouring it up, eating it up. Ate. Yeah, all caps. So we're going to be looking at that. And also we have the newborn superstar of Korea, Jung Hoo Lee, which is creating a syndrome all over the MLB. And for baseball fans, not only that, we have Nana and the boys Sunwoo having some beef over each other. There is some tea talking a little bit about NewJeans, GD's TV show, and also the Korean elections coming up soon. It's getting very ugly right now. And as usual, some social news about Korea. Yeah, very interesting societal things happening in South Korea right now. But hello everybody again. San Diego, okay, yes. And CDMX, hello everybody. K-Stosh, hello. So let's go straight on in since we wasted a little bit of time today. So sorry about that. But have you guys seen Coachella? Who saw Coachella this week? Yeah, so Coachella has been going on for a while. While I am obviously not there, I've been catching up via social media and YouTube streams. Yeah, so Jennie is creating a syndrome right now at Coachella. So Jennie returns to Coachella as solo artist, says it feels like a dream. And look at that. Look at her outfit over here. She's rocking that red cowboy inspired outfit over here. Yes, and if you look at that, her outfits are just all swag. It's crazy. It's so good. Wow, look at this. Yeah, so sexy, so charismatic and everything. Wow, her stylist and her whole team needs a raise. Like, these are some really good outfits. But yeah, I don't know if you've actually been seeing her clips, but this is a clip by Billboard Korea. You have some HD quality over here, and if you can check it out, like, this is some of her performance. I am kind of scared that it might get copyright striked because of the sound, but okay, whatever. It's Jennie, right? So yeah, she has been slaying all day long with all of her performances. Look at this. So they are calling it Jenchella. It is crazy. The views are crazy. The impact is crazy on the internet. And not only this though, like, even before Coachella, there was a lot of buzz and hype around Jennie's performance because the Jennie challenge right now is going viral. Who's seen one of those Jennie challenges? Like, everybody is doing the Jennie challenge right now. Oh wow. Oh, she was charismatic at one point, and now she looks so like pure and innocent. Oh, okay. Yeah, so like, look at her performances. I've compiled some performance clips for you guys so that we can all enjoy together. So in courtesy of Billboard and Billboard Korea. Wow, look at that. She's looking great, right? They can't touch Jennie. Have not seen her performance, but not overly impressed by her outfit. Okay, yeah, everyone has their own personal opinions, but yeah, overall everyone's like, wow, that is crazy. Yes, Jennie keeps shining. Her mic was on. I'm so proud of her, the only iconic Jennie. So yeah, it's going on. Whoa, what's happening? So K netizens in awe of the crowd gathered for Blackpink Jennie's Coachella performance. Like if you see this, like apparently her performance was one of the most crowded performances in the scene. What this article is saying. So a lot of people are just surprised on how many attraction she garnered throughout the whole festival. And you got to note that she's a solo right now. Like she's a solo. It's not even the Blackpink full band, and she got this many people. So I really want to play this, but it's gonna get copy striked. So, but wow, look at this crowd. It's crazy. This is the Jennie effect, right? So Korean people commented, Jennie killed it. Wow, that's so impressive. The crowd singing together is legendary. Yeah, Jennie definitely ripped the stage for sure. So I saw a bit of her performances, and it was definitely outstanding. She definitely did live. I mean, Coachella has its rules about being live. There was like a chorus in the background doing a lot of her parts and all that, but it was just amazing, and her dance and the choreography along with the back dancers, they were just amazing too. I could hear the chants as well. Everybody was like singing along the Like Jennie thing. So yeah, I really recommend checking out her performances, even if you're not a Blackpink fan. Like I would say even like, you know, she might have even surpassed her previous performances with Blackpink, because you know, like Blackpink is huge, but then back then in Coachella, okay, like let me take that back. It was probably on par, but it's just surprising. What I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to get through is like her being a solo artist right now, and her having a full album and doing all of her songs. I think she did more than like 50 something minutes, like a full half concert or something, and being a headliner and just slaying it all by herself is just very impressive. She had a full band, yeah. So, as I said, the Jennie challenge right now is going crazy, and she actually is putting more oil on that fire, because she presented a collaboration with Peggy Goo. So Peggy Goo is one of Korea's most famous DJs out there. She is super famous in the EDM scene in Europe and worldwide, and she's one of the most, like, I think this is a amazing collaboration, because like they both have this very gentle monster image, you know what I'm saying? Like all those Gen Z glasses and like hip looks and I don't give an F kind of vibes. And they're both like iconic queens. So these two collabing together would be more than anybody would expect, right? So yeah. Anyways, Cali Jennie hits different, yes. Everybody's talking about how Nightbot is gone. So Jennie. And speaking of Jennie, of course we have to give credit to Lisa as well too, because two Blackpink members doing solo performances on Coachella stage. Wow, I could not believe this was happening if it was me like 10 years ago. Like, look at this, and look at Lisa's outfits. It's crazy. She probably custom made all of those outfits, and wow, this jumpsuit, what do you call it, this suit, she looks like a little bit of I don't know, Catwoman, Venom kind of vibes. Some people in Korea were calling her Star Wars Kerrigan May, if you know that character, the Zerg queen. And then now she got like a Hello Kitty on. So I saw a lot of articles saying that Lisa portrayed her 5 different alter egos with the outfit changes, and she had a really diverse set of outfits over here. As you can see, it's very diverse, and yeah, this is one of the outfits as well, like the rock star outfit. It's crazy. You know, of course there were some Sunbees. We call them Sunbees, which means like Korean Confucianist aristocrats or something. Back in the day, they were very conservative people. These people on the internet were complaining about some of her outfits being, too revealing and all that, but she's a grown ass woman. She can do whatever she wants. She's a headliner at I don't know if she's a headliner, but she's on the main stage of Coachella, and it's a part of performance. And I've seen worse on Pop Star, so I don't understand why people are slamming her for her outfit. It looks fantastic to me. There were some dance moves that were going viral where she was kind of like twerking in front of a dude. People were screen capping that and saying, "Oh no, blah blah blah." But yeah, I don't see the issue. Some fans, I guess, like some fans are conservative than others. So yeah, but Lisa performed La Lisa at Coachella, and like she did "Fuck Up the World" and "Dream" and all that. She had a dream outfit too. That was very very dreamy indeed. Yes, and Enhypen did so good too. Yes, let's give some credit to Enhypen as well. So you guys all should check out these artists rooted from K-pop. It's very careful to claim they're from K-pop right now, because like if you actually listen to Lisa's soundtracks, like the set list and Jennie's performances, there aren't a lot of Korean lyrics in there. And Lisa is Thai as well too, so she's, she has some background in K-pop, but like even people nowadays are very careful of saying like, oh, she's a K artist or something. I think she's grown out of K-pop and she's doing her own thing now. So yeah, but Jennie, I mean, I guess she's ethnically Korean, so we could still maybe call it K-pop, but then the sound spectrum and the style, it's mostly pop, I would say. But yeah, amazing songs. We'll get to Enhypen in a few minutes, but Rosé's been booked and busy lately, so she appeared in Las Vegas. That's very close to the Valley, right, in Coachella. And she was apparently doing some kind of music video film. I'm sorry, the internet is very laggy today, so it's not working. But yeah, she was doing some kind of music video shoot over here. And people are speculating, could a comeback be already in works? I hope that is the case. Yes, everybody loved Rosé's album, and I wonder why she didn't do a Coachella stage this year. If she wanted to, she could have definitely pulled it off. And she had one of the most popular songs in the past, in the past few months, right? If she did Apate, everybody would be doing Apate. And yeah, so I mean, it would have been iconic if all the three Blackpink members that were present at Coachella did their own solo stages, but missed opportunity. She probably had some kind of reason, right? And maybe even Bruno Mars might have dropped by if she did the Apate performance. But yeah, nevertheless, the Blackpink members were there at Coachella. Their presence was strong. Rosé and Lisa just celebrating and enjoying Jennie's performance together in the crowds. They're looking good. And their friendship shines just bright off stage. Yes. Blackpink is super strong. And yeah, speaking of, we have everybody's favorite in the chat so far, Enhypen. So but their set list and their songs don't really resonate with me. I guess I'm just not the demographic, but they're all looking very good. Handsome, fine, and look at their outfits and their moves. Yeah, but awesome performance. I checked out some clips of them. I am yet to see the full performance, but I am going to check it out. So yeah, what did you think about the whole Coachella performance overall? About like the K-pop acts, Lisa, Jennie. I heard Lady Gaga was amazing. She had like a crazy performance and crazy outfits and all that. I saw some clips of that too. Yeah, my dream is to one time, go to Coachella, but apparently it's super overpriced and super expensive. Yeah, so I don't know if I'll be able to ever afford it though. Yeah, so if you want to support the chat, patreon.com/koreanpizzaclub or PayPal on the pinned comment. Fund for David 2026 Coachella. Yes. They were great. I just wish the sound on YouTube was better. Okay. Yeah. So I heard a lot of people saying Enhypen did amazing lives, like in terms of singing and performing at the same time. Carol says, I need to go back and watch the Coachella performances. Been busy. Same. You know, us grown-ups, we got stuff to do, right? You know, people in their teens, and I don't know if the teens can't probably go to Coachella, right? Maybe with a parental guardian. I don't know, but people in their early 20s, mid 20s, and late 20s all gather in Coachella. I'm pretty sure there are some 30s, but they're probably rich and they're probably have some luxury to go there, which I don't. So I gotta grind, and work my ass off to pay my bills, right? So yeah, make them all enjoy on behalf of me. Yes. Coachella is like 1K minimum for basic tickets. That is crazy. That is outrageous. I can never spend 1K on like a concert ticket, even if it's Coachella. Like, I'm going to work my way up as an influencer and hopefully get some like freebies or whatever. I don't know. Like, probably they invite like massive influencers, right? I don't know if I'll ever reach that tier, but you know, people, maybe some big influencers in the States, they might get free tickets. But it's Coachella at the end. They might even not sponsor them as well. They don't need promotion. I'm pretty sure they're fully booked, packed, and all that. Yes. Vocals were fire for Enhypen. Okay. KPC, did you watch XG's performance? No, I did not. I didn't know XG was there. Oh, okay. XG was there too. Well, congrats for them. Well, they aren't K-pop, right? Like, I'm not trying to draw the line. They actually drew the line before. Like, they were like, we're not K-pop. From what I remember, most of the members are Japanese, or are all of them? I don't know. But yes, congrats for them. Yeah, they have a little bit of a presence in the K-pop sphere as well. So like, more representation, more diversity at these major music festivals. It's so good to see all these Asian groups, let's say, now that we have XG and also Lisa as a soloist, to just expand their horizons and their presence in, like, you know, Coachella, Lollapalooza, all these different music festivals. It's amazing. My wallet can't keep up either. Yeah, I don't have the time. I don't have the plane tickets. I don't have the ticket money. I don't have the money to buy water at the site. I heard like a can of beer or like something alcohol, booze related, one cup of it or one can of it was $25 over there. Imagine how much the food would be. Wow, that is crazy. Imagine how much the accommodation would be. That is crazy. Yes. So, hopefully one day, yes. You brought up Lady Gaga. She's in K-pop. Of course she's not K-pop. Yeah. Oh, that means like, why didn't I bring up XG? Because I didn't really know they were there. So yeah, let me check out XG later. But we have a lot of news ahead of us today, so we got no time to stop. Hobie finished his world tour, right? And yeah, Buffalo Ramen is sponsoring Coachella this year. Oh, not Buffalo Ramen, Bulldak Ramen. Yes, I saw there was a whole Bulldak, the fire noodles pop up over there, and there were a lot of celebrities taking pictures. So fire noodles are really just popping up off in all over the world. Yeah, I never saw this happening either. A Korean spicy, extra spicy noodle instant ramen company just becoming the sponsor of Coachella. So we are living in a very weird age. Yeah, I guess I owe a lot to the K-pop industry and the Korean cultural, you know, industry and all that. And I take pride in spreading it to some lengths as well and becoming like a bridge for it. So yeah. Anyways, Bulldak ramen plus hot desert plus porta potties is a bad mix. Oh, why did you have to say that? Oh my gosh. No. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you so much, Manuela. Hi, David. I'm new to your channel. I've watched almost every single live stream, and I've learned so much about Korean culture. Thank you for always making content for us. I love your hoodie. Thank you so much, Piroso. Yes, go check out piroso.net. It's my site. But thank you so much, Manuela, for the 14 Canadian dollars. Pizza. Yes. How are you guys doing? Not to become political or anything, but there's a lot of Korean news over here saying that Canada is boycotting the US as a whole and all that. The tensions are arising over there. Yeah, I guess it's good because like Canada is like consuming its own products, right? Their dairy and like all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we are very much frightened here as well because of the terrorists, but the world keeps on going. There are alliances forming around China. Who would have seen this coming among the East Asian countries? It seems like the whole world is allying. What? Alliancing? Yeah, alliancing. Against the U.S. So yeah, tough times ahead. Tough times. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of the U.S. And the Major League Baseball, we have a new superstar born. So I know you guys aren't that much of a big fan in sports, but this is one part of the cultural sector indeed. So you guys all know the Japanese god, Otani, right? We now have a Korean god. Finally, a version of our own. So, and he's also handsome. So this is the best thing. We are very lookist people in Korea. We gotta admit. we had Sunny. He's good looking, but he ain't that good looking. I'm just gonna be real. He's just a good looking lad. But this guy is god looking, good looking. Yes. So if you look at Jung Hoo Lee, he is in the San Francisco Giants. And he was the MVP and the #1 player in the Korean Baseball League, the KBO. And then he transferred to San Francisco Giants, I think a year ago. He got injured in his first season, so he didn't get to hit a lot. But now he's going bazooka, he's going crazy. He's pulling like 3 home runners, I think like 2 home runs against the New York Yankees. He's #1 in double hits. What do you call them? Two base hits, iruta in Korean, and his the rate he goes out is like 0.33 something. That is amazing. Yes, and right now, just looking at the stats, he is on par with Otani. I mean, I don't like to compare. Otani is like up there. He's like the Zeus, and this guy could maybe qualify as the Hercules. But like, it is crazy. It is crazy. He's sending these New York Yankee people. Yeah, he's just popping home runs in their home field, and he's just been doing crazy for the past few games. And he's having like a really, really good start. And the reason people are going crazy over him is not only because he's amazingly good and talented, he's super handsome. So there are even fan clubs popping up for him. I don't think it's because of his visual. I'm sure there are some of them, but yeah, he's a really good looking man. If you look at him over here, like this is how he looks, and he's got that like long hair, and there was like a video of him winking or something. And people were going crazy over that video. So a good-looking Korean guy doing good in the MLB and being like first on the charts and just crushing the New York Yankees. And like, I think he's in the, forgive me for my ignorance in the MLB, but I think he's in the National League or something. But San Francisco is doing great there. I think he chose a great team. You know, he could be one of the starting members. He could be one of the key players, and now he's bagging all those hits and scores and all that. So yeah, him looking very good. So people are calling him even K-pop star baseball player. And the funny thing is, his fandom is called the Hooligans because his name is Jung Hoo Lee. So if you type the Hooligans, Jung Hoo Lee's fan army is growing, and yeah, they got like the Super Saiyan, fire caps on. I don't know what they are, hats on, but like, yeah, He even got a fan club now. I'm so happy. I'm so thankful to the local San Francisco fandom for supporting him. Like I know like it might be very lonely and hard for him to just adapt to like a foreign country and a foreign culture. He doesn't speak that good English. He has a translator always next to him, but it seems like he's getting a lot of support. So that's very good to see as a fellow Korean. Every single day I open my eyes, and you know how baseball is like daily, and I see YouTube. I pop up YouTube, and there's always like a highlight of Jung Hoo Lee doing like, I don't know, a multi-hit or like a home run or stealing some bases and all that. And he's doing excellently good. So every single day I thrive and live for that. So David, I think you look similar to Otani. I got that sometimes. Yeah. I wish I had similar skill sets too. Baseball. Jung Hoo Lee, my guy is thick. Oh my god, a good wink is hot. National League, yes. Hoodie Gang versus Hooligans. Yeah, we have some HOOs there in common. He looks a little like Wonbin a bit. David, he is okay looking. Yeah, I'm super picky. Okay, okay. True Idol has a named fandom. Yes. Yeah. Make sure that translator isn't betting. We need to know, is Jung Hoo single? Let's see. Let's see. Is Jung Hoo Lee single? I'm sure there's like a Reddit post. Oh shit. I am not kidding you guys. I just typed this in Google, and on third, I just typed is Jung Hoo Lee, and on third there's a related SEO that pops up saying is Jung Hoo Lee single? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. People here. Oh my gosh. People really just... Oh, Jung Hoo Lee girlfriend? Ooh. Ooh. I'm getting curious about this too. Oh, Jung Hoo Lee girlfriend? No, this is all fake. Yeah. But we don't know. We don't know if he's single. So fly over to San Francisco, shoot your shot. Chat is always thirsty. David, your baseball descriptions are no bueno. Yeah, because I don't watch baseball in English. The terminology I have is all in Korean. So, yeah. Yes, David, I enjoy your looks. Thank you. Do they make baseball card players in Korea? I think they do, but it's not as popular. But I do want to recommend, if you ever come to Korea, if you are lucky enough to be in baseball season, they mostly have games every single day, except I think back in the day when I used to watch baseball, it was like except Monday or Tuesday. It was one day, but except for that, they have daily games. Go to a baseball stadium in Korea, either it be Gocheok or Jamsil or anywhere else, Incheon. The culture here is very different. It's gonna be very, very lively, and I've seen so many like baseball vlogs from foreigners popping up on my feed on YouTube nowadays, and the fandom culture, the rooting culture, the cheerleading is just very different. We all know the cheerleading culture, right, by now. So a lot of people just go there just to see the cheerleaders. You can't really see the players playing, so people are just mostly in baseball fields for the vibes, for the hot dogs. And there was this American vlogger that was buying a Steph hot dog or like pretzels, Auntie Annie's or whatever at the baseball field, and he was like, this would cost like $50 in a Yankees stadium or something, and here it's like $5. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like $10 or something, but it's like 1/4 the price. So enjoy all the food you can get. Enjoy the nice, scenery and the lively vibes of young Koreans just doing all the chants. We have like a whole chant culture for every single baseball player. So it's just very fun to go watch baseball, even if you don't know the rules. You just look it up on Google a little bit before you go, and it's going to be a very fun experience. So I really highly recommend. No cheerleaders in American baseball. All the good cheerleaders right now in Korea are getting exported to Taiwan. So Taiwan apparently has a very, very, very crazy baseball culture over there as well, and they're paying bags and bags of money to to get our best of the best cheerleaders. So the Picky Picky girl is now in Taiwan, and she's getting like a huge salary over there. So yeah, they go for the hot dogs and hot girls. That is true. Yes. So daily games. That's crazy. Yes. David, the SF Giants are my team. Love Jung Hoo Lee. That is great. I'm so happy that your team is blessed by a Korean god now. So people are, overstepping and they're going overboard. Of course, the Korean gukbong and the Korean pride always kicks in, and even the SF Giants fans themselves, the local fans, are saying in the comments like, wow, like how is he getting so many views and comments? Obviously because of the Korean ones, right? But now people are saying like, oh, he's the Korean Otani, maybe he might become an MVP. Like, people are actually expecting, if he goes with this trajectory, he could get like the top 10 MVP for the MLB in his sector. But aside from all of that, I think it's too early. It's kind of cringe to some extent to compare to Otani, because like Otani is up there. Let's be honest. Like, we cannot compete with Otani. I don't think. Never say never, but in the next decade or decades, there will ever be a player like Otani coming out from Korea. With the infrastructure Korea has, with the level of baseball we have. I mean, Jung Hoo Lee is the best of the best in the Korean league, and now he's doing very good in the MLB, and he's actually, adapting and all that. But Otani, nah. So a lot of people are actually comparing him to Ichiro. Ichiro was a Japanese, also Asian player that did really, really good in the Seattle Mariners, I think, for a long time. And he's the former Japanese god, and his play style is a little different. But if you had to compare, Ichiro and Jung Hoo Lee are a little bit more similar, what the baseball critics are saying. But Otani is off limits. Yes. Yeah, nobody's comparing him to Otani other than the very nationalistic Korean people. So yes, we are going to move on from the baseball news up to more tea and beef. But before we go on, I just want to introduce you to the best community for foreigners in Korea, which is Suhouse, the hub of opportunities for expats in Korea. 외국인에게 기회를, give opportunity to the foreigners. 가이코쿠진니 모 I don't know. No. These kanjis are so hard. Oh, I think it's opportunity here. Yeah. So, and then that's Chinese. So give opportunities for foreigners. Connect, play, learn at Suhouse. So this is an app you can install on Google and Apple Store. And if you go on it, you will find a lot of new like events you can apply to, or opportunities when you're in Korea, or if you're there virtually, you can participate in, learning Korean with the community over there. There are like networking party. Oh, what is this? April 17th. Oh, okay. I might want to go over here. DJ sets, tropical beats. Ooh, okay. Oh, Mondrian Hotel. I love that place. There are deals for Chinese tourists, I guess, and influencers maybe. I don't speak Chinese, but want a part-time job in Korea? You can check. Wow, they're now like English teacher jobs, model broadcasting, the hub of opportunity. Okay, so they're rebranding and all that with all these new opportunities. Want to be the next influencer in Korea. So you can get all this informational info on Suhouse. You can network, you can go to a lot of like classes and activities with diverse people, and I'm pretty sure the people you find here are going to be better than the people you find on Tinder. Yes, they're here to genuinely network, communicate, interact, learn, and all that. So yes, go check out Suhouse, everybody. You can even learn K-drama lines with the Squid Game actor. And if you go to this website from Instagram, they have the landing page over here, and you can just simply download it on the App Store and Google Play Store. Yes, so go check it out if you want to go to a line mate winter kimchi party. I think this is expired, but probably they're cooking up some spring versions over here. You go together with Taz Buds, Chef Taz. Yeah, cooking class. Can have some. Wow, what is this? Ooh, that looks fire. The soju and I know what this is. It's called Egg in Hell or something like that. Yeah, yeah. Global virtual creator round call. Wow. What is going on? Foreigner Korean pairing. April 26th. Okay, this is coming soon. Okay, if you want to meet some Korean dudes like Jung Hoo Lee, go check out Sue House, everybody. So thank you, Sue House, for sponsoring another live stream of KPC. And if you want to check them out, you can go down over. Oh my gosh, where can I find it? Yeah, over. I'm trying to make this work. Over here, down here in the banner. Yeah, over here. You can check out their app, free events, unique people, fun learning, study with Sue House over here in the banner. It's been rotating for a while, so if you have peripheral vision, you can see that. Please check it out. And in the meantime, also, of course, got to give some love to my own Piroso store. Get 10% off your order if you enter your email address and join the subscription over here. We got hip traditional Buddha statues and Hanji Korean paper-made magnets and Najeon Chilgi mother and pearl jewel boxes, accessory boxes, Piroso calligraphy hoodies and plates and fabric posters and all these kind of things. The newbie bags, the army t-shirt, the Jungkook bucket hat, the diaries, and the Nike t-shirts with Seoul on it, and the Korean football jerseys, sake cups and coffee cups with Korean Hangul letters on it, and very, very, very interesting designs from all over Korea, like artisans all over Korea, small businesses. We got modern hanbok, so do check it out. Do check out our blog sections, because we have a lot of interesting blogs. I wrote a piece about the cherry blossoms in Korea. So yeah, go check out Piroso, everybody. Yes. I'm glad I found someone just as excited over Jung Lee as me. David is just as excited. All of Korea is excited. We're literally, as I said, he is the new superstar of Korea. He's probably gonna be. It's very hurtful to say this, but Sunny has done enough now. Like, I think his prime has kind of dwindled, and the Tottenham Hotspurs, they're trying to like maybe sell him off or trade him. So I think we've ridden that era of Sunny now, and then the transition is going to Jung Hoo Lee. So yeah, he's probably gonna be the ambassador and face of Mega Coffee and Nike Korea and all that soon. So we'll have to see. But yes. Oh, I missed your super chat. So okay, let me go back. Okay, David, when will we meet Rachel? Thank you for the $2. I don't know. Hopefully in the future, maybe. Let's see. Where is your other super chat? I'm trying. Okay, maybe we can go to Coachella together one day. If I have enough money, if I have enough time to go to the States, fly over there and all that. Same goes to you as well, I guess, right? It's kind of sad. Yeah. But anyways, Sonny might have 2 more seasons left before he becomes like Beckham. Yeah, I don't know. Like, people are losing hope in him nowadays. But yes, let's go over to the next topic of today, because there's been some tea brewing in the K-pop community, because it's very rare for an actress to actually publicly slam a K-pop artist, a K-pop idol, which she has no connection of. So yeah, there is some news about that, but let me just get my little juice. I love that lemon. Okay, so Let's go on. And actor Nana was bombarded with aggressive comments from fans of the boys' member Sunwoo after accusing him of being rude to his staff on social media. So a video went viral earlier this month on Twitter showing Sunwoo of the boy band The Boys shouting, "My AirPods!" after appearing to drop his AirPods on the floor, and Sunwoo is then seen walking away from the spot instead of retrieving the items himself and later receiving them from a security guard with one hand. In Korea, it's considered polite to receive something that someone passes along with two hands, especially if the other person is not a close acquaintance or is older than the recipient. The footage shows that the security guard passing Sunwoo with his AirPods with two hands. The idol appears to receive them with one. So yeah, basically this guy was walking out from his van. He dropped his AirPods and he's like, "AirPod!" He's like, "Oh, my AirPods!" He's not even saying like, "Could you please pick up my AirPods?" He's just like, "AirPods!" It's like, "Akio AirPod," something like that. And then like his bodyguard suddenly swoops in and then picks it for him. And then there were fans filming him. He didn't even greet them or whatever. He didn't even bow. Handed it to him, and he didn't even say thank you or whatever. He just got it from his hand and just left. So I understand maybe he might be on a busy schedule or something like that, but a lot of people didn't see it in a good light because, as I explained right now through the article, it is very rude to receive anything with one hand, especially if it's an older person. And even if it's like a younger person, I receive everything with two hands. Like, not to the level of like this, but like I would be like, put it on my chest or something like that. Like, "Oh, thank you." But people thought, after seeing this footage, they were saying like he's entitled, there's star disease has gotten into his head and all that. And people are like, "We don't even know who the boys is. Like, who is this person that's so cocky?" And then what happened is Nana, who was a part of After School before in the K-pop girl group After School and Orange Caramel, and she's known for her stunning visuals, and now she's a very successful actress after that. She actually slammed him, criticized him on Instagram on a post that which was showing him like doing that behavior. She was like, "rude dot." Like no, actually she said 혼나야겠네. That means he needs to be scolded. He needs to be taught a lesson. So I think no, it's not I think. Like interviews actually said that Nana thought that the behavior was indeed rude, and I think she has experience as an idol as well. And even if you're not an idol, this applies into society in general. Like no matter how busy you are, no matter how much of a superstar you are, and the bodyguard is essentially his staff, right? That takes care of him and that takes of his security. So they should be thankful. And she explained her, reasoning to putting that comment on public. But people were just very genuinely surprised that she would comment at all about this case. But she just honestly spoke out about this issue on her bubble, I think. She made like a whole post about like why she put up the comment, and she a little bit of translation over here says, "It's not that I judged that person's character based on just seeing one video. That person's actions was very impolite to me and was rather shocking. So setting aside the person himself and just looking at the action and those words, I just thought that kind of behavior shouldn't happen. That's what I meant. While looking at the fallen AirPods, he said loudly to everyone, 'Those are my AirPods.' He looked at that place, which was just a few steps away, but didn't move a single inch. Who are they telling to pick it up? Is it a situation where he can't move, or is it someone who looks young is always treated lightly? Is it because they thought it was some cheap thing? Anyway, I didn't say it to pick a fight, but anyone in that situation could have misunderstood. So I'm cautiously looking back at the time, and it's not that I'm saying my initial reaction was completely right, but if I had just passed it by like nothing happened, wouldn't that have been seen as just letting that kind of behavior go? That's what I'm saying." Yeah, and she put a very passive-aggressive laughing emoji there as well, and like a whole essay over here. So I don't know. Sunwoo and the agency actually issued an apology afterwards, but then once the controversy extended and went overboard, and a lot of people started criticizing him more than he needs to be criticized, because they're like, this made a chain reaction in digging up Sunwoo's past and other things that are unrelated to this, because the K-nets were like, oh, he's so rude and impolite in this. Let's try to dig up some kind of dirt he has in the past. And they started digging up his like unrelated, mishaps or actions. And I think he got frustrated at some point, and then he tried to explain himself that he was sorry, but then I think people are just doing too much about this. But right now the official stance is that the agency apologized and they acknowledged the backlash, and they will try to prevent this from happening in the future, as it should. What's next? To the second have to do a press line and do a public apology? I don't know. I think it just should be left with, and I think what's done is done. What had to be done is done, so there's no more to be actually criticized. It was a minor thing, honestly, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of entitled, more bratty behavior out there from superstars. But it just got sparked up even more just because Nana put up that post. But it was quite wild seeing the actress putting a comment and then apologizing, and then Sunwoo not having it and making his own excuse, and then Nana responding to that again, and this whole mini series of internet beef that happened between two unrelated people. But I think she maybe thought that is not it, and as a Sunbae, I need to say something about this just for the staff that gets mistreated. I don't know what kind of experience she had personally, right? He wrote an apology letter, of course. So blown out of proportion, to be honest. Yes, the standard apology letter. Oh my god, she's writing an essay over some AirPods. She's not writing an essay over the AirPods incident per se. She's actually writing an essay over the people that are criticizing her on why did you do that, and I'm sure the boys fandom went after her, so she's explaining her reasoning for that. So she's not slamming him more than necessary. She needed to mind her own business. She went a little too hard. I don't know. She just left a single comment, so I don't think that would be considered too hard. But it's abnormal. It's out of the box for sure. I haven't seen any kind of celebrity going after another celebrity in the past before too. So that was pretty, out of the box. And so that's the mini beef, if you want to call it beef or not. But yes, I think the curtains have closed on that one. There is not going to be much of an issue with the boys. What is the boys active nowadays? I don't know. So the next thing is a little bit of an update from NewJeans. So everybody knows that NewJeans lost their case in the injunction. So now they cannot be active under the name NJZ or another company. They cannot do any commercial activities. They don't have the copyrights or anything. So they have to be under Adore, but they're refusing to do that. So they discarded the name NJZ, and they are now MHDHH. You can check that out on DK News, on DKDKTV. We did a piece about that. But finally, a post has surfaced on their account, MHDHH account, and it was a message to the fans about their hiatus. And they said they're going through a tough time. The members, said but the music that we will make will be loved by bunnies, music that will make bunnies happy, and our time together will come. Until then, we're taking care of ourselves and thinking of you. We hope bunnies stay healthy and happy every day. We love you. So it's a long, long letter over here. I don't know if I can actually find the. Let's see if there's anything up on the MHDHH account. MHDHH friends. Oh, did they delete that as well? Or I don't know. Is this the actual account? It has 4.9 million followers, so it seems like it's the official account. So maybe that was like an Instagram story. Yeah, I think that was an Instagram story. But they have no post yet there, so we'll have to see what kind of post they put up on there furthermore. But yeah, we have another update about Good Day ending quietly as Kim Soo-hyun's scandal overshadows the G-Dragon-led finale. Yeah, so we all know that G-Dragon came back. He's a king, and his album was amazing. And he kicked off this, I guess, one-off show with MBC and Kim Tae-ho, producer from Infinite Challenge, and he gathered all these celebrities from Jung Hyung-don, CL, Kim Go-eun, Hong Jin-kyung, Taeyang, An Sung-jae Chef, Hwang Jung-min, 17 members, who else? Like there was Lee Soo-hyuk, and among them there was Kim Soo-hyun as well. So yeah, it was a very grand project. Like it had like an Avengers All Stars lineup over there. If it wasn't for GD, nobody could gather that much celebrities. aespa was even there as well too. So they did like a collab project on making like a song. I think I heard some parts of the final bits of it. However, in the process, there was a little bump in the road. The whole Kim Soo-hyun scandal exploded, and Kim Soo-hyun, which was originally on the show, got cut off. All his parts were edited out, and in the latter part of the show, he was just kicked out. The whole Kim Soo-hyun thing caused the show to halt for one episode, and they had to, they were minor setbacks on the show. So yeah, more people focused on it being temporarily canceled for a while because of Kim Soo-hyun than the actual show itself. And me being a GD fan, I love his work and I respect him. He's one of the greatest artists in K-pop, most creative ones, and I really like the agenda and narrative of this show. But I gotta admit, objectively, it didn't really create that much impact in Korea. I don't know about internationally, but the articles are saying that the TV ratings were quite low. But that's okay. Do the TV ratings matter anymore? Like everyone consumes it on TikTok and Instagram and social media. But then if you see the comments, the general sentiment is like, okay, he's great, he's a legend, he's GD, and nobody could have pulled this off. But I think it's more about criticism towards like the producer on the producer's ability to make the show interesting, because they got like a bunch of people and they made like a song, but the song was like a remake of an old song, and people are like, we were kind of expecting a little bit more than this from like the clout GD has and the producer. But I think my opinion is that the Infinite Challenge producer, Kim Tae-ho, is a little bit, outdated now. Like he did something similar with Infinite Challenge, the music festival back in the day, where he gathered all these celebrities with the clout he has on Infinite Challenge. GD was on it too. He made a major hit with Jung Hyung-don and Bang Myung-soo and all that. But I think the producer did the same thing. Like GD's not gonna produce the program, right? So I don't blame him, but the producer actually, I think the format of this could have been a little bit more impactful and creative. Yeah, if I were the producer, GD, Jiyoung, please give me a chance. Come on YouTube and I'll make a Ronin and Chill series for you. I'll make the best show for you. I think I can do better than Kim Tae-ho. So yeah. But yes, Good Day had a very meaningful close, and for the fans and for people that watched it, said it was a very nice show indeed. So the song and music video will be released on April 24th, which is in a week. And it's going to be the procedure is the what do you call it? The revenue is going to be donated to support underprivileged children and teens and communities in need. So it has a very good meaning. So let's not try to undermine that. But yeah, the Infinite Challenge festivals were the bomb back then. Yeah, all these songs that came out from them were bangers, right? GD needed to collab with younger idols, create some tension. We need more PDs like Na PDs. Very refreshing, and his crew are amazing. I don't know, like right now, I think Na PD and Kim Tae PD, those are the two most famous producers in Korea, because Na PD was the producer of, I think, 1박 2일, One Night, 2 Days. And then he did like 신서유기 and did other things like 삼시세끼, 윤식당 and all that. But when I see, okay, I'll give it to him for being a pioneer of, what do you call it, observational reality shows. So if you see his shows, he puts a bunch of celebrities in a cottage or in a restaurant or in a foreign place or somewhere, and there's minimal intervention. He just observes them. He just gives them a little mission, and the mission isn't that big either. It's just like, oh, make sales, cook some food, or like just go about the day all by yourselves. There isn't any initiative. There isn't any activity there, but like the celebrities just like proactively do whatever they want, and it's just very calming. It's not MSG. It's not spicy, and I guess people like that kind of format because it wasn't like hyper stimulated. It was just very chill, and we could see how celebrities interact with each other in like daily manners, and as normal people they're in their like normal clothes and all that. So in the beginning I feel like it was fresh, but then after that, I don't know, I kind of got bored with it. So people even say like, is that even producing though? Like if you just put a bunch of celebrities in a spot and say do whatever you want to do, like if you just have that clout and power to pull celebrities, can't anybody do that? So as I said, you got to give credit for him for doing that in the beginning, but at the end it's a little bit questionable. And if that concept keeps on going, just switching the venues and switching the people, then I don't know. So yeah. But then Kim Tae-ho, he's more of like an activity guy. Of course, he pre-plans and he organizes like activities with Infinite Challenge and all that. I think he tried to do that with Good Day, but yeah. I think his past program was not that much of a big hit either. So it's just really hard to live up to his Infinite Challenge reputation, right? I'm glad that they're doing charity. Yeah, it's great. Yes. So let's go on. Let's go on to the more serious news. Wait a second before we go on into that. I need my juice. My throat is malfunctioning. Okay. I got my juice. So we're going into the presidential elections of Korea. So we have 52 days left. And Lee Jae-myung, this guy on the picture over here, he is in the top lead. He is probably going to be the president, let's be honest. He's from the opposition right now, the Democratic Party. And obviously, as our current president got impeached from the Conservative Party, it's obvious that the tide is going to flip to the other side, right? So, Real Meter survey conducted nationwide said that Lee held a commanding lead with 48.8%. That is a lot. So this guy has been strong for a while. It's no big deal that he's getting this kind of rate. Like the Democrats have been just, consolidating for a while. And the Conservative Party right now is in very big trouble because, like, if you see this news over here, Yeah, D52. I think it's D51 now. So this guy's from the Democratic Party. He's in the number one lead. But the other candidates, a lot of people are kind of disappointed because they are not fresh. Like this guy is like a alleged far right person. Not a lot of young people like him. He suddenly came out of nowhere. It's similar to Yoon's situation, President Yoon situation. He came out from like the conservative side of YouTube. You know, all the old folks, the elderly folks watching their YouTube channels with the far right agendas or maybe very right YouTube channels suddenly just anointed him, and he suddenly became like the top lead player for the Conservative Party. But as you can see over here, the blue is the Democratic Party and the red is the Conservative Party. Over here, the People Power Party, and all the potential candidates, they don't even stand a chance against him. And all of them combined cannot even win. So even if they do like one-on-ones, they do like simulations, one-on-ones, even this guy, he doesn't stand a chance. If you go to the next one, Hong Jun-pyo, this guy doesn't stand a chance. He's the former Daegu, what do you call it? Mayor. Yeah, he resigned now and he's running for president, but he doesn't stand a chance. This guy, he was the ex People Power Party leader. He got kicked out because he disagreed to the he agreed with the impeachment, so he got kicked out, but he doesn't stand a chance. And yeah, the candidate I like, I've always been rooting for this guy for like decades now. If you want to know a little bit of my political stance, this guy like is my favorite. I really hope he gets his shot. So we'll have to go through like a preliminary round for choosing who's going to be the representative for the Conservative Party, but he's more on like the neutral side. He's been on the Progressive Party for like a decade, and now he switched over because he saw their bullshit and all that and hypocrisy. But now, yeah, I like that guy because he made like the V3 antivirus system and just gave it distributed for free in Korea, and he's like Seoul National University doctor and like what do you call it, professor, and he's an entrepreneur, and he donated half his money to the whole society, and he has no criminal records or any allegations, so he's the cleanest out there. But a lot of people make fun of him because he's not that much of a charismatic figure, and he's kind of like slow when he talks. But anyways, besides all my political stances, the facts are right now is that the Conservative Party is probably not going to win. There are even rumors that the Conservative Party are putting out this many candidates just because they know that they're not going to win deep down inside as well. So they're like, might as well just look onto the future and try to make this campaign an entertaining success so that we can maybe incubate some of the candidates into like a stronger figure for the future. So we don't know what's going on. I honestly think they don't have the real like far right conservative candidates don't have a chance because everyone knows except the elderly people. It's such a stressful scene over here in Korea that you gotta strategically get those middle and neutral and younger votes like me, who aren't swayed by ideology and doesn't believe that China is invading our country or like the CCP has infiltrated and there was like a fraud election and all that. Like level-headed people thinking about policies in our future and all that. You need to win the votes from then to win against the Democratic Party right now. But right now, even after the impeachment, the Conservative Party doesn't know. I don't know if they can't read the public's minds or not. But like, yeah, it seems like they've just given up, and there's a lot of criticism saying that the Conservative Party is just trying to preserve their little plate over there, their little authority left over actually trying to strategically win the presidential candidate. So yeah, if they really wanted to win, they would nominate a candidate that is clean, that is competitive, that is neutral, that is not far right. But I don't see that happening, and a lot of young people are stressed. So we're like, okay, yeah, we just need to vote against them, or like vote for an alternative party, so that we can show that everyone is against you and your party needs to go to hell. That's what I believe. I think the conservative party in Korea is effed up and it should go to hell right now. Yes. Anyways, Koreans are normally conservative compared to other countries. Yes, the spectrum is very different from other countries. So conservative could mean something different in another nation. Yeah. David, what is the name of the candidate you like? I want to read up on him. His name is An Chol-soo. Yeah. I've been supporting him for a decade, but it's just very unfortunate. He was even a very a prominent presidential figure back then. He was even he almost became the sole mayor several times, but every single time, this is one of his weaknesses. Every single time he yielded it to another person, because back then he was just like an entrepreneur and a professor, and he was in the academic field. So he was like, oh, maybe, I'm thankful for your support, but like maybe this is too much for me. So every single time he yielded his like supportive rates to another person and made someone else the sole mayor or someone else the sole the president. And actually he gave his votes to the former president, Yoon Suk-yeol, the impeached one, and he now came out and said like, I had no choice but to do that because like I couldn't let the Democratic Party win, but then I regret because I didn't know Yoon was that much of a lunatic. So nobody knew. Nobody knew. Anyways, okay, I won't get too political because there might be some Yoon supporters here. I'm very scared if they try to, they might harm me. So, anyways, yes, that is right. That is his name. Okay, so let's go on. The elections are coming up soon, so I'll be on the lookout for what happens. But in the meantime, the cherry blossoms have fully bloomed, and on top of that, winds, rain, snow, and hail sweep across Korea. So anyone who is arguing global warming is not real, climate change is not real, is living in their own bubble or living in a great climate that doesn't really change that much. But a country with 4 seasons right now is seeing really, really, very strong signs of the world ending soon, the world getting revenge on us. Like all these earthquakes and all these abnormal, irregular behavior, climate changes. So it's April 15 right now. We had snow yesterday. And there were cherry blossoms bloomed. I don't know what's going on. Like, this is crazy. And there's no spring anymore because like it's still very cold. And I think spring is just going to pass like this. There were like 1 or 2 days when it was very sunny and very warm. It's like, oh, it's spring. But then now I'm like back to being very cold. And then right after spring, it just becomes summer. So there's no spring, there's no fall. It's just summer. So the foliages and the cherry blossoms are usually the signals for being like the transitional seasons, right? Spring and fall. But they just last for like a week, and it just ends because the trees also feel very cold or either very warm. So yeah, I don't know. The earth is punishing us, and Mother Nature is angry about human beings. So yeah, Korea is getting the full-fledged anger and rage of Mother Nature, along with a lot of other countries. Thailand and Myanmar right now. Myanmar is going through really, really devastating damage because of the current earthquake. There is to be a giant earthquake predicted maybe this year in Japan. Yeah, so we don't know. There are wildfires mountain fires, all that in the U.S. in Korea. It's going crazy. The poles are getting like warmer and melting. The ozone layer is getting thinner, and there's sinkholes in Korea and Seoul. So yeah, you heard about the earthquake in San Diego? What? I understand we had a few flakes left here in Wisconsin. It was so cold the past few days and then jumped to 62 degrees. It's crazy. Yeah, it's really crazy. There's no consistency over here. And then once in a while there's natural catastrophes happening. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't blame Mother Nature, you know. Yeah, me too. Yeah, but it's a race. It's a race. Will Mother Nature give us time until we destroy ourselves? Either robots, AI destroying us, the human wiping out the human race, or us against us with World War III. There is a huge tariff war going on with China. I don't know what the tariffs are at now, right? I think it's like 150% against China. And then China, oh, there was this badass Chinese minister of trade, I think, or someone in the higher level ups. And he did an interview with CNN or CNBC or whatever. And his answer was badass. He was like, if America wants war, we're up for it. America... we don't need America, but they need our products. And he was like, "Yeah, come at us. Yeah, we're prepared." And he was like very, very confident. So I don't usually side with China, neither am I even now. But yeah, it does seem like he has a lot of logic there. Yeah, China is a self-sustaining country, and they have cheap labor. In the other hand, the U.S. might have to go through some time to reconstruct, like build factories over there, make jobs over there, to self-sustain, and the minimum wage and the labor costs and the raw materials and all that are like very much expensive compared to like China and other countries. So that was the advantage of free trade, especially with China, right? But no more made in China. So yeah, I guess like the Trump administration has something in their mind, hopefully, right, for you guys, the U.S. citizens. If not, I don't know, but yeah, Korea is just a little country on the sideline over here, and we've actually chosen our line, where to line up on, and we've chosen America because the U.S. is always our bloodshed ally, right? And we always need to suck up to the U.S. So Korea was the second, I think it was the third country after Israel, Japan, and then it was Korea to start negotiations with President Trump. And we were like, oh yeah, we're down. We can give you more money. You know, if you want military here and you want more money, we can give you that. Just try to go easy on our semiconductors and our cars and all that. Samsung and Hyundai all went to visit him and said like, oh, we'll build factories in your country. We'll hire all American people and make cars over there. Yeah, so Korea is with you guys. Korea is with at least like President Trump. So yeah, and we're also negotiating right now about like the Alaska LNG. What do you call it? Power. This initiative, this project. Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't see Korea partnering with China, but right now there have been talks about like an ASEAN or Asia alliance amongst Japan, China, and Korea even. So we're kind of like in the middle right now, not trying to get outside of the not trying to get hostile with President Trump, but also trying to like see what we can do as like a small country in the middle in these geopolitical terms. So yeah, I am scared to read the chat because like when it gets political, usually people gets a little riled up. Everyone is pro-China in this chat till they invade Taiwan. Oh, okay. It's a bit embarrassing to be an American with the current foreign policy, yeah, we just gonna go to war. That's what I think too. That's what honestly I think too. Because right now the chips, I honestly think the chips with trade is in more favor to China. So there are a lot of articles and experts saying that what Trump's policies are doing is actually benefiting China because they're getting more allies and they're getting more trades with other countries, and the U.S. is kind of isolating itself right now. So they're getting more and more political power over the yuan, their own currency. It could even threaten the U.S. dollar as the main currency of the world, and the only way for the U.S. to topple all that back is through military power. So the U.S. has the power through economy and they're the U.S. dollar, but they also have the military power, which is the strongest in the world. That's a no-brainer, right? So yeah, as I said in the DK News after show or on DK News, I think this is going down a very slippery slope, and if something goes bad in Taiwan or in South Korea or wherever, and that's going to be the catalyst, and we're going to see a whole new reformation or a reset with the World War III. So very, very dangerous times, but who knows? Yeah, what's going to happen? They need Australia and US for food. China cannot produce enough food for themselves. I would beg to differ. Yeah, if China wants to, they can. Yeah, China's a massive country, and oh yeah, that badass Chinese minister, what he said was like, the U.S. can try whatever they want, but the fact is that China was is a dynasty or is a nation or whatever, is some kind of that, is a civilization that has self-sustained themselves for more than 5,000 years, and we intend to go more than another extra 5,000 years as well. So yeah, it's one of the ancient civilizations that is still standing strong. That is a fact. Yeah, all the other ancient civilizations, they are not that strong. Yeah, the ancient Chinese civilization is based on the Yellow River, right? Huanghe. And then there's the Mesopotamian, and there's the Egyptian, and then there's the other ones. But like the Chinese civilization is definitely very, very strong. So, and if you go to China nowadays, like you guys have I don't know what kind of image you have, but like as much as anti-CCP I might be, you got to admit, like their technology and their cities are over the top. They're living in cyberpunk. They're living in 2050 right now. Like Korea is nothing compared to China. If you go there, they're totally digitalized. Everything is autonomous. Electric cars everywhere. Skyscrapers. I wouldn't be surprised if they adopt like flying cars in like a few years. It's crazy. It's super crazy. Yeah, and I think ironically, IShowSpeed nowadays, he's in China. He was in China for a bit, doing a lot of like live streams, and he's become like the Chinese ambassador. And I think he was in Chongqing. I think he was in Beijing, Shanghai for a while. I don't know, but there were some epic drone shots, and there were some very fun moments. And yeah, check out his streams. Yeah. So many of their buildings are built so poorly they are called tofu buildings. Yeah, but then if you look at their cities, yeah, maybe like the one in Thailand that collapsed was a tofu building for sure. So there's a lot of like investigations going on. But then I think the main constructions in the main cities for their countries, yeah, it's probably going to be built very sturdily because yeah, imagine if one of those buildings go down. That would be crazy. But anyways, we're maybe witnessing a transition of superpower. I hate to admit, but maybe. Who knows? We'll have to see. But yeah, good old Korea just being Korea. We have our own problems right now. The next news is a kangaroo tribe jumps as financial struggles curtail young Koreans' independence. Young Koreans are refusing to work and go independent. The delayed transition to adulthood is growing. Marriage, nobody's getting married. People are unemployed. They're not leaving their parental homes. It's at a 38%. That's crazy. Because companies increasingly prefer experienced workers, young people are taking longer to build up credentials, delaying graduation and employment, pushing back marriage and childbirth, and because good jobs are concentrated in the capital region where housing costs are unaffordable, the proportion of young adults living with parents is especially high in Seoul. I would say, like, I am a part of this as well, too, because, like, I am living with my grandma as well. I don't know what's even worse, but yeah, my grandma is leaving in the end of this month, so I'm finally gonna be independent all by myself. It's a new era phase for me. Very excited, very scared at the same time. I'll have to really learn how to cook now. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time memorizing recipes and experimenting in the kitchen because I can't eat delivery food all the time, right? But anyways, yeah, it says 34-year-old Nam enrolled in graduate school, feeling there was no longer room for growth at work. He currently has no income and is living with their parents, which helps ease financial concerns. Yeah, no shit. Nam is putting off marriage until after graduate school, saying it's hard to go on blind dates without a job. Very true. Especially if you're 34 years old, right? And another case is 30-year-old surnamed Kim, who is preparing for the teacher certification exam, living at home. Kim's parents cover tuition, allowance, and living expenses. Well, at least I'm better off. I mean, I don't want to be on a higher moral ground or anything, but just to give myself a little bit of more credit, I've paid for my graduate school fees. I pay for my rent. I pay for my grandma's food, my own food, my studio, and I'm self-sustaining. I have a job, I guess, even though some people don't think of it as a real job, but let me give myself some credit. Yeah. Whenever this person says, whenever I say I'll try to work part-time at an academy or a study cafe, my parents tell me to instead use that time to study. Despite feeling guilty, Kim believes that studying is the best option for her now. Is it though? I think Korea has a problem in this. It's a very aristocrat, Confucianist, academic based society, and maybe they might have a point because we don't have any natural resources, so the best way to go is human resources and just improve yourself. And the easiest way is to study because like you don't need that much risk or anything. All you have to do is just look at a book and all that, right? Spend a lot of time, but then there's always going to be someone better than you, and there's always going to be a 1%. So everybody can't excel in academics and studying and exams and all that, right? So I think there is a real problem in Korea in this sense, because like they prioritize those kind of office jobs or academic jobs or doctors, lawyers over like mechanics or just essential workers in our society. And if you go to like Northern Europe or other nations or Germany or somewhere, from what I've heard, they respect all fields of occupations, and they don't have like a discrimination over different jobs. The income is pretty much similar. The societal recognition and the reputation is similar as well. So I think that needs to be fixed in the first place. And also I think what's lacking in Korea is entrepreneurship. Like nobody talks about finance, investing, finance, and entrepreneurship in school. Like once we became adults because of inflation and we can't buy a house and there's no hope, all of these adults proactively get into investing and they're all crazy about it. Crypto, stocks, property, speculation and all that just now because they need to survive. But in school, nobody talks about that kind of stuff. Nobody talks about, you can be a businessman. You can make your own business. And in order to do that, you need to get like loans. You need to do like human management, HR, that kind of stuff, and organizational communication, blah, blah, blah. So there isn't much of an emphasis in, I guess, diversity in general about the certain paths one can go. Someone could be, I don't know, like a mechanic, right? An engineer, a construction worker or an architect, something like that. But everyone is just focused on going to med school, law school, just Samsung office jobs, white collar jobs. So everyone's just competing for that. So I think people are just very narrow minded. And I was one of them too. I have to admit, I wanted to become a diplomat. I wanted to do that exam. Thank God I didn't do that. I became a YouTuber, the most fun job in the world, right? I love my job, although I'm feeling massive anxiety right now. I've been treading into little steps of entrepreneurship, but I figured out that I'm really bad at it. But like, there's always a first, right? There's always 9 failures before you hit that big success. So that's the mindset I have right now, but my time is ticking, so I'm getting anxious. Maybe I should be a kangaroo too. Maybe I should just go to Busan and live with my parents. I don't know, but the kangaroo tribe is becoming very, very present in Korea. We need all jobs, not just doctors. I know, right? And Korea needs, I guess, yeah, we need more respect. I think that's what we lack. We need more respect towards other jobs in order for other jobs to be desired and pursued by people. Blue collar jobs are essential, like HVAC, electricians. Exactly. And they need the respect and the proper salaries for people to get into it, and the proper safety measures and like insurance and all that. So yeah. I agree that we can't have everyone be doctors. Yes, and nobody can be. Not everyone can be doctors in the end. You know, it's the top 1%. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So we are on to the last 2 news. How long have I been going on for now? It's been 1 hour and a half. Okay, great timing. So this is a good thing about Korea right now. So the school bullying issues have been pretty harsh. So they have finally invented some kind of measure, I guess. So Seoul's safety bell gets kid-friendly facelift as concern grows over violence against young students. Starting next month, a loud beeping sound on the streets of Seoul may be a cry for help from an elementary school student. So they're going to make this safety bell that's portable, and it's going to be available to 50,000 Seoul residents. Will specifically be designed for first and second graders to help protect themselves during the commutes and to from school. And the initiative comes in response to growing concerns from parents about child safety that have only intensified after an elementary school teacher allegedly fatally stabbed a first grader after class in Daejeon. We covered that in KPC Live before, right? That tragic event where that crazy teacher, did that crazy act. But I think this is like the first. It's like the first line of defense. We teach kids to scream. We teach them not to follow people. But there are always blind spots. Literally blind spots. So there are spots that we can visually not reach. So at least these bells. I don't know how loud they are, but if they are loud enough and people get used to that sound, they will be alerted and they'll be like, oh, what's going on? People might like peek out of their windows, and if there's a child being, harassed or assaulted by an adult or his or her friends or something like that, they'll come for help or at least call the police, right? So yeah, I think it's a good measure. I think, the private sector should invent more of these kind of things. I'm sure there are, but it's good that the government is stepping up and handing these out, maybe for free, I think. So these little changes might save a child in a very dangerous situation. So you got to understand that in Korea, while a lot of parents might carry their kids back and forth to school via vehicle, and all that, but most of the majority of kids that have their elementary, middle schools next to their neighborhood, they just walk back and forth. these kids, like from first grade to second grade. I don't think, maybe first grade and second grade parents might commute with them, but then onwards, all of these kids just walk around by themselves. Like if you go to Japan, these kids go on subways and buses by themselves in a very early age. So I've always thought that's very dangerous, but then those are the perks of living in a safe country like Korea or Japan. But then at the end, there are always blind spots and there are always exceptions and crazy people in our society. So we can't be 100% sure. So yeah, I think these measures are needed. I always find it sad also when kids bully other kids and teachers just ignore it as well. Yeah, the systemic bullying is just very hard to eradicate, yes, in Korea. And teachers they want to do the bare minimum and they don't want to get involved because quite honestly, teachers nowadays can't do much. And a lot of people in Korea advocate corporal punishment, and they think it as of a need to deal with school bullies, because like how are you going to deal with bullies just verbally, right? Like these bullies are you can't touch them, you can't do anything, they skip detention, they don't care. So yeah, it's just very tricky for a teacher to deal with them. So there are a lot of people saying that we need to give authority back to our teachers, at least give them like rods or like little sticks that to discipline like the bullies or the bad behaving children. But we've already passed that point, and I think it's just going to be very hard to reverse. But dealing with bullies is just very, very tricky, and you can't protect the child 24/7, right? Bullies not only bully inside the school, but after school in the alleys and through cyber bullying and all that. So teachers have their limitations too, restrictions too. Yeah. Sounds just like the U.S. Being a teacher is very hard in any country. Yeah. Yep. I mean, back in the day when I was in middle school and high school, we feared the teachers. Even the bullies feared the teachers, because I'm not advocating it, but I'm telling you it was effective. Because if the bullies stepped up and said like bad stuff to the teachers, like the teacher would smack you in the back or like smack you in the face and lift you up and throw you on the ground. That's like abusement, right? I know that's abusement, but then if a teacher makes an example out of a bully like that, I've gotten that treatment too sometimes when I did something bad. You naturally fear your teacher and you don't crawl up on their authority. You don't challenge them. So at least when the teacher is present, you don't do anything funny or fishy. Yeah. So it's very hard. Anyways, at least this new measure is a good thing. And yeah, there's a new good thing in Seoul happening. So this is something that is happening in the delivery parks of Han River. You can actually order without the plastic containers thanks to a new city-backed initiative. You can use a system called Return It, and food from select restaurants can deliver in stainless steel containers. So there's a lot of plastic waste piling up very fast in Han River. Because of the delivery food system. We have delivery points. You got to go fetch them now. They don't find you in those lawns of grass patches nowadays. I think that's more organized and good. It's evolving. It's developing even more. But yeah, it feels like a more homemade meal. It preserves the warmth a little bit better, and it's good for the environment. Less usage on disposable plastic and all that. So you just have to put the tin can, what do you call it, the steel containers in that box, and then they just collect it back. Yeah. So you can get all sorts of foods except fried chicken and pizza, which they have their own containers. But it says that Seoul rose from 896 tons of plastic single-use waste to 2,753 tons in 2014, in 2021. So in 2024 alone, reusable delivery services helped avoid nearly 130,000 plastic containers. Yeah, but the service is still limited. So I don't know, like, because these small business owners, they don't really have. I heard from my friend who runs a cafe, and he did delivery back then too. It's just cheaper and more cost efficient for these owners to buy plastic cups, or like paper cups or paper holders, and just put the food in them and dispose them, because the riders don't have to go back and collect them, right? But if this is done by the government, and if maybe the government gives some subsidiary funds or support funds to the owners that are doing this policy, then it might be an extra incentive to do it, right? Because like if you get the reusable containers back, you have to wash them again, and you have to like sterilize them, and you have to fetch them back, so there are extra steps involved. So I understand the small business owners too, the restaurant owners too, but it's good for the environment. I feel like if this becomes like a more widespread, universal kind of thing in the delivery culture, it's going to be very great for our environment. But then we always go back to, is recycling, is saving the environment in Korea in our level even effective, when all the big countries in the world are not doing it? Yeah. Anyways, at least we can keep our country clean, maybe, right? Is there a deposit? There would need to be $100 deposit in the US to get those containers back. You really think people would steal those containers? I mean, I might forget, but I wouldn't like deliberately keep those. Yeah, and also because we have delivery apps and it's all connected to your credit card and your credentials are all there, I don't think anybody would like try to not return them, right? It's like Airbnb. If you do damage to a place, your credentials and credit cards all tied, so you can get the damage fees and all that. So yeah. Okay. Oh, yes, they would. David, we recycle in Norway as well, and we are only 5 million people. Yeah, like all the small nations in the world doing all the heavy work, but I don't know about the other countries. Okay. Okay, so that is it for today's KPC Live. It has been an hour and a half. A very good sweet spot for today's live stream. Unfortunately, I won't be doing a Patreon exclusive live stream today because I'm very tired and I want to get lunch. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. Let me check if any PayPals came in, because usually, weirdly enough, people send PayPals after the live stream. I want to shout out your names via stream. Maybe they're shy, but I miss the chance to thank you guys. But nope, not yet. But yeah, thanks for supporting. If you want to check out exclusive live streams, podcast, K-pop reactions, go on Patreon. I'll have a bunch to react to this month because of Coachella and the new releases. I think Jin is coming back in May. So yeah, that's going to be very exciting. So yeah, all of that. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the long time no see KPC Live, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye. In the meantime, go check out the new KPC episode and DK News on DKDKTV. Bye bye. Bye.